What does a boomerang and a golf club have in common? So, what is common to a golf club and a boomerang? Well, for one, you hand a boomerang to just about anybody, and they'll go, sure, I know how to use that. And they'll usually throw it like this. And, it flutters through the air and goes nowhere. Okay, so how does that relate to a golf club? Well, the interesting thing about a boomerang is that everybody thinks they know how to use it until they actually learn how to use it. So you'll see people, they're always throwing it point first, and it will not work that way. Even on Amazon, the artist who created the advertisement shows the person throwing it like this, which is backwards. You need to throw a boomerang backwards from where you think it needs to go. And the same is true with a golf club. Everybody looks at it and they assume they know how to use it. And so they apply what they assume they know to it, and lo and behold, it doesn't work. The same is true with a boomerang. The interesting thing about a boomerang is also that if my target is right behind the camera there, if I wanted to hit a bird off of that tree or something over there, I don't throw it that way. I have to throw it about 90 degrees to the right. So, counterintuitively, you throw it backwards and you throw it 90 degrees to the right. Well, and the same thing happens right here. So if I take this golf club and I throw it essentially in that direction, when it gets to the bottom, it has no choice but to arc around. The same as the boomerang arcs around. So this arcs around, comes through, boom, strikes the ball, sending it 90 degrees left of where we sent our force. So we send our force that way, and it comes out that direction. The ball flies that direction. Now, the interesting thing about this is there is a cognitive problem, I think, where it takes quite a while for people to understand that these two things are happening. It's very hard to understand that not swinging in the direction you want the ball to go actually sends it in the way or the direction you want it to go. And by swinging 90 degrees off or prior to that direction actually sends your ball in that direction. And the funny thing is, it might take you a day to get it working, but it's probably going to take you a month or two before your brain really makes that connection that sending the club this way sends the ball that way. It's funny because I've seen a lot of people, they get it one day and then they start, they revert it's just a interesting thing with golf and people and, mental capacity. But it's all about physics. And once you understand that those physics work, there's basically a corner down here on the ground. And by sending the golf club into that corner, you actually create a very nice arc. You're not intending to, but you do because you don't have a choice.